So day 3, test 1 of the urinalysis, and as expected, everything is what it was yesterday. I was kind of hoping that I would see some changes in at least some of the hydration aspects, but I haven't, and I'm assuming that's a good thing, the fact that my body is staying pretty level. I mean, that's what I was anticipating. I've checked all of the ones at the top, pH levels, everything like that. Everything is pretty hunky-dory, no blood in the urine again, not in a ketosis state. Everything else is good. Just looking at the urine here, it is, I would say, probably again back at the 1.01 level. Yeah, 1.01 on the specific gravity, and everything else is negative, which is also good. So that's just day 3 and of the urinalysis test. And this is test number 1. It is first thing in the morning. I've not hydrated at all or eaten anything. Literally, I've just woken up. So this is my awakened urine test.
Morning guys, Ben here, 100 N-Man. It's a Sunday morning, and if you're watching this in real time, the likelihood is that you will be doing, the same thing, heading out for one of your longest races, or one of your longest training sessions of the week. Still in recovery week this week, so I am just off to go and do a 10 miler or 16k. It's a route that I was going to run a couple of weeks ago, but the weather was a bit shoddy, so I decided to hold back because it's stunning. Also, I'm hoping to find a World War II tank that basically was left by the Canadian forces just after the Second World War, and it was used as part of a gunning range or mortar range up on the downs near where I am. Because I'm based on the south coast, it was a heavily fortified area, and there are a number of different airfields or ally airfields around where I am. We've got Ford Airfield, which was predominantly an American, British airfield. We have Chichester or Goodwood, which again was British, Canadian, American. And then we had Shoreham Airport, which is a few miles that way east along the coast, which was a main Air Force base as well. So we had a lot of Allied troops in this area, because obviously where I am on the south, we are probably the closest to France. Compared to anywhere else along the coast, so it makes sense to stick the Air Force bases here. Not only that, I'm on a direct southerly route from central London, so where the German bombers used to head, they used to head directly, literally through this area, heading north, and then on the way back, if they hadn't bombed anything, used to release the bombs down to where we are. So I'm hoping to find this tank. It's on the South Downs. I tried finding it months ago when I was running, and ended up finding it on Google Earth, but ran straight past it. So today I've done a little bit more research and think I know where it is, or I should come out at the tree line where it is. So I'm going to be filming my run, so you'll be able to see that. I'll put a link in the description below for full footage advantage of the run, so you can utilise that as and if you wish. Overall, I'm feeling good today, very positive. Yesterday it was a nice run, I really enjoyed it, ride, sorry. Today I'm feeling happy about my run. It's going to be nothing, no time meters or anything like that, no PBs today. Just a really slow, steady pace. We had quite a bit of rain last night, so I can envisage, and there was a bit of rain there as well. I can envisage it being pretty wet. There's a lot of clay where I'm going, so big, sticky and heavy feet. This morning I did my urine test. Seemed to be, again, all my levels are stable. Mid-range of the hydration. I'm going to do my blood test this evening before I go to bed. Just see how I got on, or get on. I'm going to do the urine test when I get home after my run. Speaking to a friend of mine yesterday about success and the meaning, the interpretation of what it means. And he was telling me how he was envious over what I was doing. Now, envy for me is not a particularly positive thing to be using. We had a good chat about how he should be perhaps changing that vision of envy into action. Because we have most of the resources we need most of the time. What I mean by that is we all have the ability to go and do, but the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, the unwillingness to commit sometimes can rein us back in. And I've said it before, and I think it's in one of my podcasts, one of the titles of one of my podcasts, is the fact that resentment, envy, they're all unproductive. And it's through people's own choice that they don't follow through with their own aspirations, what they want to achieve, where they want to go and what they want to do. And I understand that not everyone has the financial support or the emotional support or even the physical ability to sometimes do what they want. I get that. But most of the time we have the ability to do something. And the guy I was talking to knows that I was going to put this in we'll talk about this today. But he has the financial, the support, all of the means possible to do all of this. Everything that I'm doing right now, he has, if not more, support, ability to do. But it's through the unwillingness to commit in which he seems to be stumbling. I think it's a common thing for most people, I'm doing this, documenting this journey, despite the unknowing whether I'm going to be able to finish, to complete, to do. Someone even said to me the other day that it's a bit risky doing this and putting it out there when I haven't finished it, when I feel embarrassed. Half of my enjoyment in this, more than half, it's like 90% of enjoyment is in the journey, in the people I've met, in the learning about myself, about the understanding that I have. Stupid stupidity is in not doing, not as in doing and not succeeding. If I hadn't have committed this year to doing it, and something happened to me next year which meant I was physically unable to, or there was a work commitment, I'd be kicking myself for an awful long time. And it's a reality for many people. When given the chance, when given the opportunity, when given the facility to facilitate something like this, then go do, go have, go be. Don't live with envy, don't live with regret, don't live with unhappiness or hate. You will not get anything or be anything, you know. And it is a big shift in people. It's a big shift in belief. And it's hard. It's hard to be thinking about that and those kinds of things. But I think the more that you attune and think about what's important in your own life, I think the more that you begin to channel and execute on some of those dreams and aspirations that can sometimes cause that resent, that hatred, that anger, that frustration. So if you're watching this right now today, go out and do. Write a little list of all the things that you want to achieve in the next few months. They don't have to be massive things, just small things, you know? Because it's the elation, it's the feeling, it's the excitement of completing those small things that actually propel you to go, do you know what, I can achieve the bigger things. It's like I said ages ago, when you're training, don't cut short unless you're out and you're not ready for the elements and you get drenched and you're not ready for it and it's unhappy and all of the other things. If you've got an injury, then stop. But if you haven't, and up here you're just creating the excuses, then fight that. Go past it. Because once you achieve it, you raise the bar yet again. And that's really key. That's really key for me. When I was watching the Ironman 70.3 in California, some of the highlights of that yesterday, and you had a few guys come off and they got back on their bikes and they were more frustrated with their bike being broken, not the external factors, than the scratches, the bruises. I think that's the mindset to get in, where despite actual pain, physical pain, hurt, you want to get back on that bike, you want to go out and do, and you're only restricted by the restraints of things outside of your control. If your chain snaps, So that's it. Talking about factors outside of my control, I think in about 10 minutes it's going to absolutely bucket down. So I'm going to leave now in the hope that I don't get really wet, because as you know, I'm not a great fan of the cold or wet. I will catch up with you after the run. For now, peace out, be safe. So I've just finished the run, a very muddy run. I was mistaken in the fact that it didn't rain, but I was correct in the fact that it was muddy, and it was really muddy at stages, but it was beautiful. It was really, really good. Sadly, I didn't make it to the tank, the Canadian tank that I wanted to, not because of the distance, but because the road that I thought I could run up, which basically took me within 500 meters of the tank, was not a public footpath. It wasn't a bridleway, which meant that I had to detour over the hill and literally go in a massive circuit, which meant I was probably about 8k, 4k away there, 4k back from reaching that place, which was really annoying. But in doing this route, I've actually learned how to get to it from another way, so I'm going to do that certainly in the next few weeks as a 10k run, or one of my midweek runs as opposed to a long one. But it's really good. Felt comfortable after probably a good 20 minutes of running. My heart rate was very, very high to start with. I don't know whether that was because I hit an incline immediately afterwards. My heart rate zone was up in the 4.5s, 5s. But by the end it was down to the 2.5, 3s, early 3s, so it was good. I found a really nice pace, comfortable. Lots of people out, lots of dog walkers. It's nice seeing people on sunny days appreciating the countryside, back to nature, back being in the roots of things. And I was thinking about myself and some of the restrictions that I've had in my life, and where I've failed to listen to what is true to me, my true values, my true being, because I'm a great believer that we all know, really. I'm going to go this way. I think we all know, really, where we should be, what we should be doing, what's true to us. For me, it's very much about being in nature, being in woodland, living where I can off the land. You know, that to me is where I feel the most peace, the most happiest, where I have space, where I can exercise freely without restriction. I feel very claustrophobic in large cities, and work commitments take me into London quite a lot, and when they do, I feel very I feel like the need to get in and get out as quickly as I can. And I listen to that understanding. I listen to that need and those aspirations. So, you know, I don't put myself in environments where I don't want to be, and if I do have to be in them for the purpose of living, then yeah, I just have to do that. I have to be there. It's nice just to get back into nature. You know, if you're not fortunate enough to be living in the countryside, and you're doing all your training in in a basement on a turbo trainer or inner cities, do spend some time just getting out. It doesn't matter where you are globally. Get back into nature, get back out there. It really makes a difference. And I think after a while, just going back to me, where I feel most connected, you have to give in at some stage to those dreams, those aspirations. You have to give into that. You can't go through life constantly fighting and resisting what you need and what you want. If you do, you're going to be unhappy. Circumstances haven't allowed me to make that transition fully yet. But all the time I'm listening and being loyal to what I need, what my body needs, and I'm supporting it, then I'm a great believer that those things are not too far away. Yeah, so that was just my reflection while I was running. I'm off now. Home, shower, get changed, out with the family, and then this afternoon I have a swim. It's 2,300 metres at a guess. For now, hopefully you enjoyed the run. There's a full, as I said, as much of the run was called camera is available in the link below. But for now, peace out, have a good Sunday. Hi guys, it is evening time. Just finished 2,300 metre swim, divided into 2 lots of 1,000s and a 300 metre best effort at the end. The 2 1,000s I kind of just took at an easy, comfortable pace, nothing really pushing the boat out there. Managed to get some footage, or I don't know if I managed to get some footage. I asked someone at the side of the pool as it was empty just to film me. It's the first bit of footage that we may or may not have got of me actually swimming. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes out and what I can gauge from that. Feeling pretty good actually. It's rest day tomorrow. I've got quite a few business meetings to do, but I'm going to get to the gym in the morning and do a couple of 40-minute roller session, then going straight to a meeting, and then I've got quite a bit of work to catch up on tomorrow. But all is good. It was just meditating really as I was swimming, doing a quick body scan, thinking about my body. It's craving food at the moment, so I'm going home to feed. I was thinking about a book that I'm going to start working on after I've returned some of the content that's going to be in it, and how some of the lessons that I've learned over the last 50 odd days and what I'm continuing to learn are going to certainly have a mass influence over not only what's included, but my approach to it. Within the self-help industry or sector or genre, whatever you want to call it, my approach has always been relatively hard-hitting, no nonsense approach to self-help, change, action. It's always been my kind of approach, and although I'm still sticking by it, I believe it's the only way really to deal with things, is to balls up and get involved, take action, overcome the past and forgive and let go, work in the present. Although nothing has changed in that sense, we're going to have to incorporate more, not have to, but add more of patience, repetition, meditation, internal belief, and self-value. So that's it for today, or for now. I'm going to get in. I have my second urine sample of the day to do, check my hydration levels, and my blood test, which I'm going to do just before I go to bed. See how that is and how my body's reacting there. But for now, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all the feedback, the support, the love. Peace out. So here's test 2 of the day. I've just got back from my swim and hydrated as expected. Everything is pretty standard. Ketones are all good, no blood in the urine. My specific gravity is down to 1.005. But what is interesting is the pH levels have adjusted slightly, and my pH is at 7.0, whereas this morning it was different. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see what happens with that over the next few days, and then analyse and research more the reasons why that's happened. So that's it. But for the ketones are stable, at negative, and my specific gravity has dropped from 1.010, I think, from this morning down to 1.005. Today, obviously, I've had 2 training sessions. I had a 10-mile run cross country this morning and a 2,300 metre swim. So my plan before going to bed is to consume another 22 ounces of fluid and electrolytes. So I've been back now for about 40 minutes since my swim. Just had my evening meal, and as you can see there, it's 5:45. I'm planning to be in bed by 8 o'clock this evening. So this is day 3 of my blood glucose test.